This episode brought to you by Jacob Jackman's Mr. Comedy, showing at that 2024 Adelaide Fringe. Tickets on sale now, 6 nights only. Go to fringetix.com. I get it? All right. Hey, welcome to Amore, the only podcast about making hats. Today I'll be talking to Blakesby, renowned hat maker from Adelaide. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Are these yours?
These are mine, yeah.
They weren't here. They were here when I got here. I don't know if they were.
Yeah. I made them.
So you are a hat maker.
Yeah.
A milliner.
A hatter.
What's the difference?
Well, I suppose a milliner makes more like racewear.
Milliner sounds better. Do you ever think about that?
I guess.
Hatter sounds like, like street level hat maker. Like you're making baseball caps. You probably made all the Trump hats. Milliner, I'm like, wow. Okay. This guy means business.
Right.
Well, hatters are also like, they're a bit, they're a bit f***ed in the head, like Matt as a hatter.
Yeah, well, I suppose that comes from historically hat makers would be working with the raw fur fiber, and they'd be treating that with mercury as a way of curing it, which we don't do that anymore. So
okay, so these hats have zero mercury in them.
Zero mercury, yeah.
But just a lot of lead as well.
No lead.
No lead.
No lead.
No lead. No mercury. Just grade A asbestos in these bad boys.
No asbestos either. No.
What are they made of then?
They're made of felt. So most of these, or at least this top one and this bottom one here, are both rabbit, and then this one and the one that I'm wearing are both beaver felt.
Beaver felt?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's made from a beaver?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight, you murdered an animal to make this hat?
Well, I mean, not personally, but I mean, the animals are farmed.
Little beavers dying from mercury poisoning, and you're just going and turning their carcasses into something to make your head look nicer, essentially?
I guess, yeah, sort of. But again, no mercury.
I'd never seen a green beaver before.
No, well, I mean, that one's rabbit.
I'd never seen a green beaver before.
That one's rabbit, but yeah, the felt actually comes kind of more of the natural color is more of like a gray browny sort of tone, and then that's dyed.
This is very wide.
Yeah.
So that's a wide brim hat.
Yeah.
Good?
It's good. Keeps the sun off your head. You wouldn't know if it was raining.
Well, I would though.
I mean, I guess.
I'd still be wet.
Well, yeah.
The hat would
but
get
you
wet.
wouldn't notice as much because the rain would.
You probably wouldn't want to get these hats wet either, really.
Well, not
with these
drenched.
The shoddy materials they're made of. Probably might fall apart.
Well, I mean, they should be better made than that. They're pretty hardy.
So what kind of hats do we have here?
Right. Well, I mean, this is sort of just a standard kind of fedora, but with a little bit of a twist on the typical pinch.
You ever see that show Hot Ones?
I mean, I'm familiar.
Brought some ribs. Do you want any?
Yeah, I think I'm all right. Thank you.
So we have a fedora.
Yeah. Yeah. So that kind of twist at the front is usually called like a Detroit hook. That's one term for it. Yeah. And then this is sort of a bit more of. Are they good? The wings?
They're pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it so that terminology comes from Detroit. Those hats Originally from Detroit.
I actually don't know why that's called a Detroit hook. It must just be like a regional name. Maybe a hatter in Detroit did that style, and people called it a Detroit hook. Or I don't know.
A lot of crime in Detroit.
Yeah, I guess so. This one's sort of a bit of a more kind of Western sort of style, kind of a bit of like a 40s, 50s sort of style.
Can I
with
see
the,
it?
maybe. I mean, I'll just show it to you, but
I feel like I could.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure you didn't want any?
No, I'm all right. I ate before.
Oh, good. Juicy. Podcast should be called Ribs Amore.
Yeah.
What's that hat you're wearing?
So this one's like this is another kind of fedora. This one's beaver as well. Just sort of trimmed it with a vintage bandana.
These are beaver ribs.
Are they?
Yeah. That meat's, you cook that beaver meat just right. Nice and juicy.
Okay.
Are beavers a pest?
No, they're not. Rabbits are though, but
These hats are made from rabbits.
sorry.
These hats aren't made from rabbits.
I mean, the one you're wearing is.
Oh, forgot I was wearing them. Scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Woo! It's nice, covered in sauce. Well, so how long have you been in the milliner business?
So I've been making hats for over a decade now.
Do you ever think about making other clothes?
Well, I mean, I've done a range of bandanas. I didn't make them, but
That's still for the head, though. There's a lot. You're
the
missing out
neck.
on the rest of the body. You have arms, you have feet, you have the belly button.
Yeah, I guess. What would you think for belly button?
Some kind of decorative ribbon, maybe. I don't know.
I
Like a
guess.
beaver pelt.
Beaver pelt.
Yeah. I think maybe you could maybe make something that's a little bit more interesting.
I mean, I find hats interesting.
Well, yeah, I just don't know if everyone else really does.
Right.
Well, that's all the time we have today. That's been Hats Amore, the only podcast about hats. My guest today has been milliner Blakesby. Thanks for joining me today, Blake.
Thanks.
Go and buy one of these lovely hats. Show you one.
No, I'm good.
Can you just thing off my head? It's I feel like it's crushing me.
Sure. Yeah.
Can't think straight with this thing on.
Yeah.
It's cutting the circulation in my brain. You need to put a warning on those things.
Sorry. Might be the wrong size.